Well, in this video I'll be recommending some feel good movies that are based on books. Like I used to recommend books all the time, and I thought let's make some content for movie lovers as well. So the people who are actually into watching those movies that are based on books can watch this video. I'll be naming some like 7 odd movies which are based on books, and those are feel good movies. And that is one thing that we are looking forward to in this period wherein we are stuck at our home. So feel good movies, feel good books are all we can think of. So you can watch this video, but first let's roll the intro and we'll later jump to these recommendations. Hey guys, welcome back to my new video. Hope everyone's doing absolutely fine. For those to my channel, I'm Devam, and you will find book reviews, unboxings, vlogs, and a lot many other fun stuff related to books and fandom. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you can hit the subscribe button. And now let's start with this video. Well, now I'll be starting with those recommendations that I was talking to you about at the very start of this video. And these are 7 movies that are based on books. Like I've got like 4 book paperback copies of these books with me, but other 3 are maybe from the Kindle. So I've actually watched all 7 of these movies, but I haven't actually read all of these books. Like I've read 5 of them, that is majority, but I'm looking forward to read those 2 books that I'm left with. So these are feel good movies, as I was saying. So yeah, let's start with this list. So the first movie that I'll be recommending you in this video is Wonder, and there's a book on the same name named Wonder by R.J. Palacio. I read this book a couple of years back and I totally loved it. It's one of my favorites and I'm looking forward to reread it again. So the book and the movie actually follows a kid named August Pullman who is having some facial deformity. That's the reason he can't really get along with other kids from the schools. I totally love this book and I will recommend the movie as well because it had some strong cast including like Julia Roberts, and that's one of those reasons why I watched that movie. And we all know, like in making movies they actually misses some details from the books, and that's the similar case in the movie, but it was still a one-time watch. It was still a feel-good watch and I liked it to some extent. And there were a couple of things that they missed from the book towards the end, and I just digested the fact that it's a movie and I've already read the book, but I did like the movie and I will recommend you. So that was the first one. If you have a subscription of Amazon Prime Video, if you have a subscription of Netflix, then you can watch this movie, or you can get the book and you can read the same. So it's a fiction book and I totally loved it. So that was my first recommendation. Let's jump to the second one. So the second movie is Pursuit of Happiness, and I believe majority of you have already read or maybe like seen the movie on screen because its cast is Will Smith and his son, so it's pretty famous, and a lot many teachers also like recommend to watch this movie. And I've seen this one in my school days. Like it was so good and I totally loved it. And it's based on a book by Chris Gardner and it's a non-fiction. It follows a man who is having struggle in his life. He is like almost bankrupt and is looking forward to a job and he can't really get one. So that's his story. He used to like sell an x-ray machine to doctors and all those things, and he was a salesman, some kind of a salesman, but he applies for a job and it shows all those difficulties, how he was living at road, how he was like carrying his only son, his wife actually left him, and all those segments. So it's a good book, it's a good like movie. So do watch it if you are into like feel good movies, if you are into heart-wrenching movies, and if you are like looking forward to some motivation. So this was my second recommendation, Pursuit of Happiness, and there's a book on it as well by Chris Gardner. So the third movie that I'll be recommending you, and you can easily find that on like Sony Live if you have the subscription. So the name of the movie is The Help, and it is based on this book The Help by Catherine Stockett. So I recently read this one and I rated it 4 stars. It follows like the lives of black maids living in Mississippi, and these are the maids who are working in white households. And it's actually, this book actually shows like how they are like working for them, but they are not actually respected and given too many opportunities and all those kind of things. So this is one of those books that I liked. It had a message involved in it and it like talked about racism and all those things. So if you are looking forward to any kind of a historical type of like historical fiction or historical like kind of a movie, so you can watch it. It is set in like 1960s and it is from the town of Mississippi, wherein like as I've said all those black maids lives. And this is a humorous book. It is an emotional book and it had like some violence involved as well. So this is one of those books that I liked and would totally recommend the movie. You will find the same on Sony Live. If you are having the subscription, you can watch it for free. So that was my third recommendation. It was a historical fiction. Let's jump to the next one. So the next movie that I'll be recommending you, and I believe you may have like already seen this one, is Forrest Gump, and this is on a book named the same, like Forrest Gump by Winston Groom. So this is one of those books that I'm yet to read, but I have seen this movie quite often because of its strong cast, because of its strong plot. So the cast included Tom Hanks, who actually plays a guy named Forrest, and he is with a low IQ and he can't really like get along with people quite easily, but he has been to war, he has been to different kind of places, and he has been famous. He has been to, I believe, Olympics as well, or some kind of games in this book. So it is one of those books which had like humor, which had romance, which had emotions, loves, and all those genres you can actually find, like war, historical, or any other genre. So it constitutes all those genres, and it is one of those like movies that I totally love. It's an old one, like I believe 20-25 years old movie, but it's still like actually new to me. I always love watching this one. So if you are like having a subscription of Amazon or maybe Netflix, then you can watch this movie for free. And as I've said, it is one of my favorites. So do read the book if you want to, and do watch the movie if you want to. So this is my fourth recommendation and totally love. So the name of the next movie is some kind of a tongue twister, and let me just hope that I can like pull it off in my first try. So the name of the movie is The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, that is based on the book by the same name, and this is a novel by Mary Ann Saffer. So this is one of those books again that I totally loved. It is a historical fiction which talks about a girl named Juliet Aston who is under like writer's blocks. She can't really write anything, and she is like invited to visit one island. She visits that island and her life actually takes a U-turn, and this is one of the like amazing books. I totally loved it. It had humor, it had emotions, it had love and all those like things, and it's a historical fiction. So if you are into all those kind of things, then you can actually watch this movie, you can read this book. And let me tell you on which platforms you can find this movie. Find the same on Netflix. So if you have the subscription available with you, then you can read this one, or maybe you can get a Kindle or maybe a book and you can read the book first. So I'm totally in love with this one, and this will be in my top 5 historical fiction recommendations of all time. So this is one of those books, and let's jump to the next one. Well, I know I wanted to like recommend all those movies, but there's one web series that I'm a big fan of, so I thought let's recommend that one as well. And I didn't like really change the name of this video, like it will be movie adaptations only. So the name of the web series that is available on Netflix is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. So this is a novel by David Levithan and Rachel Cohn that I read a couple of years back. Not a big fan of this book, but the Netflix series is pretty good and I liked it. Like you can actually watch the same, or you can read the book before Christmas, around Christmas time, because it gives a lot many Christmas kind of vibes. But yeah, it's a feel good, you can watch it anytime. It's a YA fiction, that means you will find like teenagers and all those kind of things, and it follows a girl and a boy who actually plays with dares. Like there's a library involved in this book, so the people who are into library kind of books, those who like love visiting bookstores through books, people can actually pick this one and actually read or maybe watch the movies. As I've said, like I'm not a big fan of this one, not a big fan of this book, but they made a good series out of it. I haven't actually read the sequel of the same, but I'm looking forward to it, and let's see if I like it or not. So the final movie recommendation in this video is A Street Cat Named Bob, and this is based on a book of the same name by James Bowen. So it's a non-fiction, A Street Cat Named Bob, and it is written by, like as I've said, James Bowen. So it explores his life, how he was a drug addict and how he never like used to get along with people, but he found a cat on the street and he actually adopted the same, and he never had like enough to eat, he never had like enough cash and all those things. He used to play guitars on street, and that's his story, how this street cat named Bob actually changed his life. So I actually came across this movie after like seeing a clip on Facebook. I was just browsing and I actually looked at one clip in which a person denied food to someone who was asking for food after giving him like money because of his appearance, because he was having a guitar and all those things. So I actually felt bad and I just checked the comments and I came across this movie, A Street Cat Named Bob. After a little research, I came across like this was based on a book. Like a proud reader, I read the book first and I later like watched the movie on Amazon Prime. So if you have the subscription, you can watch this movie on it. And that was my final recommendation under feel good category. So these were the 7 recommendations that I wanted to give you. It's your choice. If you want to read the books, you can go for books. If you want to like watch the movie, you can go for movies. That was all. I just hope you like this one, and do let me know if you have read any of these books, if you have watched any of these movies in the past, or if you are looking forward to watch any of these movies after watching my video. So you can comment down below and let me know. You can subscribe to my channel if not done already. Like a lot many people are just watching my video, not subscribing to my channel. I just want to request you all, you can subscribe to my channel if you like the content. You can like this video, you can share it with your friends and family. So that was all. We'll be catching up real soon, and stay healthy, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.